pretty much is to inform you guys of what's going on in the bio initiative on the command side. I was hoping for a little bit more attendance, but you could probably spread the word after this if you wanted to. It's also to show a little bit more activity of the bio initiative as a whole. So, is there any questions before we actually start?
So I have a question. So you're basically going to be talking about bio initiative command, activity, and like some other stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over a couple things. Like the polls, I'm gonna go over possible new duties in the future. Other ways to earn credits, such as that. So, if we don't have any other questions, I'm gonna go ahead and start. First off, besides the applications, there's going to be a new way of entry into the bio initiative. It doesn't really affect you guys, but from now on, there's going to be a phase process for new initiates. Phase 1 being applications, phase 2 being an orientation that they have to go through.
And phase 3 is field work? Or like field work in general?
No, it's only just 2 phases. I assume
you're doing this because some bio are being dumbasses and you don't want them to be dumbasses.
I want us to actually act and seem mature, so...
It's gonna reduce the amount of people we have, but, you know, I would rather have smart people than a bunch of idiots.
We're slowing down. I mean, honestly, we don't need that many people, but that's why I'm trying to get some actual...
If you can balance the comedy and maturity, you're good.
Security needs fixing. Anyways, yeah, let's keep going.
Alright. Moving on from the phase for the tryouts, we're going to be covering new duties. I guess that would be the next thing. Right now we're trying to figure out what would be something that we could use credits on, something that's confirmed and awarded with evidence, maybe interviews or some kind of medical interview, something like that, that can actually be taken as evidence and graded for all of you guys. Possibly a subdivision for medical things in the future, biohazard, something like that. But that'll be in the far future if we can't get anything set in stone. So, you know. Let me see, what else was I gonna go over there? Oh yeah, the departmental polls that I did yesterday. From what I'm seeing right now, the only thing that we have to look over is promotion system fairness and departmental activity. As you all know, our ranks are kind of limited, and I had to talk with one of our initiates, benefactors, Blade. He's like a good friend of mine from a while back. Anyway,
he's my friend.
We talked about the ranks being kind of limited. We don't have a lot of filler ranks and things that would promote you to further yourself in this department. As of right now, I have talked to Ray multiple times in the past about getting ranks, but apparently he's too lazy to add them. So right now we're just gonna have to manage with what we have.
If I may speak about issue I've been seeing.
Yeah.
So I keep going in expo logs and I see people write the numbers wrong. Like they're going based on their log count, please name it correctly. And I believe what is it? Yeah, super. You guys, you officers, I've seen you guys accept them. Please do not accept them if they are named improperly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure they're in order. It's a problem, and I've seen it happen.
Regarding that, sometimes the embed doesn't really match up what's in the document.
Yeah.
So please remember to update your embeds if you can, or just delete the embed entirely.
If you can't, please notify an officer, or me, or what.
Yeah. Along with that, it's not your own that you submit, like he said. I'm just gonna reiterate that you follow the numeral increase, like, 163, then the one after that 64, 65, and so on and so forth. Same thing with research recordings, same thing with research findings. It just makes the whole process a whole lot easier, and officers will now be looking for that specifically as well.
We can also look it up, and it makes it like way easier for us to organize everything. So
yeah,
we would prefer if you did it. I don't want to have to type research log 003 and see like 4 of them, and then have to decide, oh, which one were they talking about, if you know what I mean. It's just annoying.
And to address another issue about the Bio-Initiative running out of ideas to actually produce expeditions and run on them, that is another branch off of getting new duties. We are going to cover a lot more about that in the future. Something that you guys will probably get an input in, possibly, if we have enough options to do that. But if we find something pretty foolproof and something that's easy to implement and award and grade, that's probably what we'll use. But I can't think of anything else to cover besides departmental activity and announcements. That other topic is departmental activity. I know things are going pretty slow right now. We're just trying to get things settled with getting more officers, getting more supervisory researchers here. Once we finish everything on the new ways of being admitted into the Bio-Initiative, we're going to go into officer applications so we can get more command and increase our coverage on all the initiates that are coming in soon. Do I have any questions so far? Okay. Let me see what else to cover. Did someone else join? Static.
You just joined, right, Aaron? You just got here.
Yeah.
He just got here.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm gonna get the call for a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
Alright.
Yeah, I can't be here for long as well.
Alright. Well, it's not a big thing. It's just informing the Bio-Initiative about some stuff.
Survivors.
So, what's that?
Survivors.
Are they in here?
Yeah, they're doing a little unfunny business.
They're doing a teeny weeny bit of trolling.
Be quiet.
This is why they should give us tasers or pepper spray.
Taser, taser, taser!
Personally, just tase them a bit and then splash them with some pepper spray. Great combination.
They should just give us.
Alright, one has already gone to Brazil.
Why do I hear one has gone to Brazil when I come back? This is why we should not have made the group this public.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't have made this public.
I can't wait
spawn in another
for sector.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway. If anyone else has any questions on anything so far, now's the time to ask. This is a bit of a little bit of personal time for you to ask us questions about anything upcoming.
I have a
You can
question.
do it.
As for
Yeah.
like expanding bio initiatives roles, I would suggest like a little bit of constructive engineering, basically creating like cameras on bipods.
I think a department's being added that's going to be like engineers.
That
Because they're
That
adding...
would be M&M.
Yeah, M&M. Bro, they're going to build M&Ms. You guys hungry for chocolate?
prefer fudge flavor.
Alright, I guess I'm in charge because Bob just disappeared. I'll just answer your questions, it's fine. What are your questions? What's your question?
Will we be getting tasers?
Who said that? You? Probably not.
Yes, that would be me. We need tasers.
When are we getting the adventure? I don't fucking know.
Will we?
Soon.
Will bio initiative
Red
like get?
tape thing. Yeah, no, I don't know that. It's a development question. I can answer bio initiative stuff.
Since there's like a recent down spike in activity, will everyone kind of be laid off on the quota for a bit, just so like we can
Not
just so
until
like
Wad talks to me about it, but probably not.
all right.
That requires further discussion,
Yeah.
as we don't know if we'll run out of questions to ask or if new
Yeah.
things will get added in the future.
What is the quota exactly? Like how many credits? You need one credit a week. 1 credit a week. So if you do one expo, like an expo, like just normal expo, or you assist in like 2 expos, you can get that 1 credit for the week. Because assisting an expo is half a credit, and hosting a successful expo is 1 credit.
Your current amount of credits are locked behind officer stuff.
I would recommend you count them after you do each expo, if you really want to know the number.
Because here's the thing, for the last expo, in fact, I mean the last quota, in fact, I pretty much like participated in the expo that involved around the new variant C versions, and also a expo that Jack made. But I mean, Jack's
I
expedition log
recommend
was
if
kind
you
of
guys want
subpar.
to get promoted, you just show up to a lot of shit.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Alright, I joined on my phone. Apparently something happened with my Wi-Fi or something.
I just took over for you.
Alright, yeah. I'll have to fix my internet. It's been messing up. Yeah, we'll bounce back.
Any other questions? Nope. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing else to cover. That I know of.
Actually, Why doesn't it have the blue morph? Oh, it's because we haven't updated the models yet. The new models are in game.
Pretty sure that's coming with the revamp.
Yeah, that's coming with the revamp. Literally everything that's going to make the game interesting is probably going in the revamp. They're just gonna do one major update, basically. I think that's what they're planning on doing. That's just my guess.
The 1.0 patch.
Yeah. Permission to fall. You just go get your uniform. And then fall in. It's fun.
Permission to fall in, Captain. Where's your PTS
Yeah,
soldier?
and about the maturity thing. If we're just like this, like, you know, nothing's going on, I don't really give a shit if you guys are joking around. Just don't joke around when we're doing, like, a major expo or, like, in the middle of an expedition. We're actually looking at something that we need to be researching.
In a non-formal setting like this, where you're asking questions or we're going over new duties and stuff, it's fine to joke around as long as you're not interrupting the people who are speaking and in general just being a nuisance. Is that correct, Nightmare?
Yeah, just don't be a... You know, because I've done expos and people just piss me off sometimes. I don't know, Watt, have you seen me angry at an expo before?
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't. Just say it wasn't a fun experience for everyone.
Yeah, don't,
The worst expedition I've ever went on was quite recently, actually. It was with the new interns, and it was hosted by Wealthy. And
I know what you're referencing.
Yeah, no, 90% of the time what happens when I get pissed off is I just start screaming at everyone. So I would recommend...
That is very true. He has
that expedition was a garbage fire. They sent interns out as decoys.
That's why I hate doing expos with interns.
No.
If you believe the command issued is going to jeopardize the expedition or be a waste of time in in translation into our code of conduct would be in life and endangerment of employee life. If you believe it's just going to do something like that, you are permitted to disobey that order to keep everyone safe.
Also, within our documents, there is a rule where you may disobey any dumb idea that you're given by a superior. That may break other rules.
If it's stupid and it's commanded by like Ray, then you know you're gonna have to obviously listen to it. But
yeah, because that's
so let me use my story as an example. Wealthy took us out to one of the ASYNC null zones, the camps. I'm sure some of you remember this. And they told, I believe it was Angle Flute, one of the new... Did they get dismissed? I don't remember.
They are not dismissed.
To join the decoy team with 2 security, in which they went outside the null zone in an attempt to attract an entity's attention. Don't do that. Ever. Just don't be stupid.
I recommend setting an example. I have not, I don't always fucking do that, because, I fuck around a lot. When, I'll admit, I fuck around a shit ton when we're not doing, when we're not doing an expo or anything. But that's justified as well. I just don't want expos to be cancer like they usually are, because I really get mad when they are, and you don't want to see me when I'm mad.
As long as
SCP red hand. What's your question? What are against the rules to cut off after your first survivor? Could you repeat that?
Security's new morphs. I don't fucking know if security's getting new morphs or not. They look like MTF right now, not gonna lie.
I mean, we literally have a superior suit. Security
They
is
look
just
like
bad if they get exposed to bacteria.
I
They look
couldn't hear
like
what Wad said.
the Epsilon 11 from MTF.
What did you say, Wad?
Security has enough stuff as it is.
They don't. Their job is literally just to guard us. They don't need very much other than a gun.
We don't need
Yeah,
extra
I'm
duty,
sure.
we need more
If they weren't
range.
expecting that, I don't know why they joined security.
Most of this stuff is useless filler ranks, which I mean we actually need those ranks, man.
I will
It's,
say, when this group started out, security was gonna be like a thing. We're gonna have like a few people on, and they would just like let us do KB and shit, and then we would actually do everything. But now it's turned into, military sim.
SCP Security Department.
Bradford,
Yeah.
there's your power armor. You can't go into the back rooms without your ASYNC certified antibacteria.
Honestly, I feel like I'm playing an SCP game sometimes, but you
Well,
know,
And
I
even
just
the,
needed to
the
add more
facility
words to it.
leaks, the facility leaks in general look like SCPF in general.
I don't recommend talking
Always
shit about
the first
security
guy,
though.
man.
We are just saying, like, we're not directly insulting security. I have no problem with the security administration. It's just there could be things they could work better on, in my opinion.
yeah.
Do not fucking go and shit talk security. That's the last thing I want.
We
It's happened
don't do that.
before. And
You
not
have
something
permission to go
that's
AFK if you
You have
just push
permission to.
yourself against that back wall there.
you know, there's back and forth banter, and then there's just unacceptable stuff. You know, we're supposed to be working together and all.
I would not recommend going to security and laughing at them for being for shit.
Also, regarding something I keep seeing, if someone in any division you notice has left that division, it is none of our business why they have left that division at all. Don't ask why they got kicked out or left. It is not our problem.
As in, that causes drama in.
We don't need that in this community because we don't want to turn the async genre into the SCP genre.
But are we allowed to like take it to DMs?
If it's a
Don't
personal
ask
thing,
them at all.
I would advise against that.
We
but
can't
the
really
understanding-
control you in DMs though, but we would advise against it.
don't bring it
You know
into
what,
my. Because that's that's unprofessional.
Don't bring it to us because this community I see SCP already, and if any of you've been in the SCP community more, it is there's a lot of problems.
It either gets really toxic really fast or dies out really fast.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It gets
always-
toxic. No, it's not toxic. It's corrupt as fuck. That's what is toxicity.
It's who has authority over who and who makes a call over who and all that crap.
Yeah, it's
just
yeah.
toxic.
But that doesn't mean it's always the administration's fault. It can sometimes be the community's fault too. So I do not recommend shit talking people.
In this scenario, everyone should regard everyone as an equal, no matter rank.
Bio doesn't want to be the first one shooting the first shot, so I'd recommend you don't fucking attack people.
I know you guys are smarter than that. I know you guys can actually think about that before you do something like that. So, I place my trust in all of you guys. Like for real though.
Yeah.
Bio initiative is actually one that works with our hands in this stuff, and
You can all understand why we don't want you doing that. It puts a bad look on me and Wad for Ray, and he would probably yell at us if that happened.
And the thing is that if we display like professionalism and maturity on another level, that gets us noticed. Like when you guys perform out there and you're performing your duties, by the book and you're doing it as planned, and you're not screaming in VCs at each other, or at security, or in chat, or in DMs, or anything like that. As long as you're not doing stuff like that, we get noticed for doing the right thing, and that it has its merits. So.
Hey, when you think about it, when we're doing it that way, if security's dicking off, then that shows to the administration that security clearly needs changes. Because if we're acting serious and they're acting retarded, then they're obviously gonna look at security and be like, what
Security is a mess right now. It's a mess.
Pac-Man, aren't like half of their members on IN?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of them are
problem. It's more of like the organization and just the general environment. Some of them are really nice, or other times they'll just be dickheads in VC and absolutely not respect the team lead or people in it.
Yeah.
So, if you have a problem with security, I advise you take it calmly to their direct superior.
So
because
warrant
we're
officers.
not cavemen. We are not cavemen.
You can report it, but I don't recommend you go and shout at him for being an idiot, because then you would just look like an asshole. And then,
Cavemen?
I mean, you can tell him, yeah, please stop, but don't, directly insult him and call him, oh, you stupid ass security, that's just gonna make us look bad, and then you're gonna make the whole division not want you there anymore.
We should go over, right. Our objective in this division is to push the lore forwards. We are essentially the writers, but we don't write the lore itself.
We direct the lore. There's a difference.
Yeah. But I don't know how to speak, man.
So create it, and then we push it farther, and then they add on to it again.
And basically, when doing lore, keep an eye on small details, as we have missed a couple details during expeditions, which were vital to the lore. Cough, cough, that major expedition with all the new entities.
Yeah.
Is there probably... Yeah, that new entity expedition was... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for example...
there's specific things, and I'm going to say this right now. There are specific entities that Riley and Ray, they want us to research. Like, you may see an entity during an expedition that's leaked, or it's a little taste of what's coming, and I'll reiterate this, like the mold, that's dev related as of now, than actual entity function or function at all within the backrooms, unless a developer or someone with F3X's or B tools is involved.
I really hate it when Riley or Ray leak shit to me, because then it ruins the experience.
Yeah.
Mold, may I speak for a minute? Regarding the mold, I did talk to the writers of it, and eventually they will give us the go-ahead for the whole mold thing. So, unless you hear it from Corrupt or High Command itself, don't mess with mold. Because very, very developmental stuff.
I'm gonna be honest. When I thought it was a stupid idea, and I still kind of do, but that is not my decision to be making. So you listen to him, I guess.
I'm just saying that give them time to perfect the inevitable horrors to come.
I just, I want the game to be interesting, and I don't want us all to rage and, mad, and then really bored, maybe.
that has a lot of potential. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's what he's wanting to say.
I don't
We
wanna-
want to set this up right.
I don't want this to wear out, basically, where
In
we're
like a
out of
month.
ideas and we're all just, really bored all the time.
And that's another thing about the ideas. I'm just going to recover that of ideas for expeditions. There's going to be new duties, so I'm just going to reiterate that there are going to be new duties that you can go over so that you don't have to do expeditions and think of an idea or something like that.
Feel free to suggest new duties in the suggestions. Do we have a suggestions channel?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have a lot on the
It's
new
below
seas.
community.
Feel free to put stuff in there.
Do we not have a lot on the new seas as well too? I don't think we've gotten much other than that major expo.
I feel like major expos at this point are kind of worthless, as they may need to evolve into one giant mess to get back to gaming.
It's just so we can rally because they see it and they go, oh shit, I gotta show up because it's like majorly important. If you know what I mean.
The only major expedition was the one to the caves.
Okay.
That's literally it. Anything past the caves or before that has been unimportant, and if you do end up as team lead on one of these things, and it's, for example, like the Null Zone one, don't even bother logging it.
We
It's-
had a Null Zone expo.
Yeah, there's a Null Zone Expo. It was the
I didn't
camp.
host that one.
It was a waste of time, man.
I
It was
hosted-
wild.
I only host major expo. Usually there's like a new entity out or some shit.
Yeah, so I can tell the full story if anyone wants.
I don't. really
Before you
think-
do, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss everyone unless there is something else that we need to actually cover.
Hey, you
I
guys
don't want this long dragged out thing, and if people have actually time to be somewhere else.
Oh,
If there's
one
any
final-
more important questions or some things to cover, just go ahead and set them out.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm
one
gonna need to
second.
talk to you after this.
Don't get mad at entity actors. Typically, there's sometimes a bit of miscommunication between employees and the entity actors themselves. Some information is in constant change, is likely to not be the same all the time. So just don't blame them. We're not cavemen.
Oh yeah, I have heard a lot of people shit talking entity actors. Yeah, don't do that.
Also,
I'm not-
That has
don't
been.
like.
Yeah,
I haven't
that's,
seen it yet, but
that
don't ping them multiple times, like, because they deal with a lot of entity requests every day and a lot of pings and all that stuff. And just do it once.
keep the ping to a minimum.
Yeah.
Unless you need to say something important. And the shit talking entities has been around probably since caves. Maybe sooner.
The smilers.
Yeah, because the Caves Expo. I think I host. No, I didn't host it. Fucking somebody did. I wasn't assistant researcher yet, but yeah, it was just not an entertaining experience, and the game has improved much more, and I'm very happy for that. You know, being here for quite a bit of time, I've seen a lot of phases of this game. Let's just say it wasn't the funnest experience when Smilers were free. They're slightly better now, I could say. But yeah.
And as the lighting is broken a little, don't blame the Smiler actors because the lighting is
It's a little off.
Oof.
Alright,
Funky.
Pack, did you have anything else to go over?
I'm really proud of all the new interns. You've gotten some really good questions. You're exceptional at theorizing on what lore is ongoing and such. And in general, I'm proud to be an officer in this community.
Same.
Alright,
I've
Nightmare.
been-
Anything else?
I just need to talk to you afterwards, and that's about.
Alright. Eli,
But
nothing? You good?
from what I've seen with all the current bio initiative, you all are doing pretty well. Mainly, one thing that we need to start focusing on is small details, as some of the smallest details can lead us to more lore relevant information.
Remember, it only takes
Is
one
wise
small thing
person-
to branch things off.
As a wise man once said, understand both sides to the story.
I mean, if you saw
Alright.
the whole radio crab joke
Oh,
thing,
from Sun Tzu.
they just, had a radio and dragged it around, that whole thing. And now, look where we are, in hell, anyways. Back to you, Wad.
If there's any more, pretty important questions, go ahead and ask. So this is the conclusion of this rally.
I hate radio crabs.
Radio crabs
True.
are helpful. They give us tons of useful information. They told us what level fun was.
We already knew what level fun was, thanks
Yeah,
to
but-
Alright.
We
Before we
knew
can
that
go on
because
talk of anything
before.
else,
I have a few questions if you don't mind. Well,
You said
mainly
that.
one. It's
Okay.
SCP Red Right Hander 1.
Go ahead.
My question is that sometimes I have noticed that some radio crabs manage to get in the KV-31 and I have interviewed them. Can I log any findings that I found from radio crabs as research logs?
Oh, that reminds me of something.
Even though
What?
I did not go on a expedition.
I suppose. I mean, if it's really detrimental
Informational.
information, I guess you could go ahead and log one. I mean, it is research finding, so
If you have any doubts regarding your research findings, I advise you bring it up to your direct superior. So that would be the supervisory officers, aka me, Nebula, and Spartan. Just ask any questions to us, and if we can't answer them, we'll refer you to other people.
all right. Anything else? Any more questions?
That reminds me. The fucking party goers walked through KV one time. Fuck, that was on about. There were like 3 of them.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was kind of weird.
Yeah. Before anything else happens, rally dismissed. You are all free to go. I thank you all for joining. This is actually some pretty good
You're
activity,
welcome.
so I'm proud of you all. Yeah, my
Please
officers
host
too.
as many expos as you can. Get your quotas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go out there and get